Hello everyone, and welcome to the video about your final project. It's hard to believe, but we're already reaching that time in the semester where we're just about done. And I think with all the things going on, we may be kind of excited about that. So, the final project that you're going to be doing for this class consists of two parts. Now, if you think back to the beginning of class, you may remember there was a presentation aspect involved. However, with the technological limitations that we have and with so many classes trying to use synchronous video services, I just don't think that the benefit of doing it is going to outweigh the headaches that it causes. So, we have two different aspects here. The first is your final project proposal, and this is where you tell Austin and me what you're planning on doing. The second one is your final project write-up, so what you actually did. So let's take a look at the final project proposal. So, this is fairly straightforward. You are going to submit the following things. So, the topic that you want to do for your final project, your hypothesis, your additional data that you plan to collect, a description of how you plan to go beyond what we've done in class, and a graph or table that illustrates what your data might look like if it supports your hypothesis. So, this is where you have a choice. You can continue with some data collection that we've already done in class. Say, for instance, reanalyze the Jimmy Kimmel person on the street interview for something that is more along the lines of age instead of gender. So if we take a look at this final project proposal, this is where somebody would say, I want to do an extension of the uptalk assignment. My hypothesis is that younger people are more likely to use rising intonation than older people. Seems pretty reasonable. So, already we've covered those first two bullet points. Then we talk about data collection. I'm going to recode the interview segments for people by age rather than by gender. And if my hypothesis is correct, then my data might look something like this. This is, obviously a pretty extreme example where they use rising tone and 48 times, sinking tone 5 times, and then they're going to obviously analyze this to determine if it is significant or not. So just like what we did for that data collection. You could choose alternately to look at different interviews that were done by John. My brain has just failed me. But in the Daily Show, you could test it further, see if he's using more G-drops with comedians. You could look at a different interviewer to see if this trend kind of holds true. You could interview people, and I recognize in this age of social distancing, this might be much more challenging, and ask them about their beliefs about language and gather them. So you remember all our data about beautiful languages and ugly languages. It might be a good time for you to use your social media prowess to gather data from different audiences and to see. Do people who speak more than one language, are they more likely to find different languages more attractive or unattractive? This is where you can kind of let your imagination go wild. So, just make sure that you have a way that you can generate data, and yes, this does need numerical data to some degree, and show it to the audience. So, if we go back to the final project, so here, this is simply your proposal. What are you up to? Your final project overview is this. I'm going to delete the part where it says presentation. Don't worry about that. So, First option is an extension of a data collection project. Second option is a survey of how much your friends and family know about language. Like I said, this is really a moment where social media may save us. So, and I never thought I would say those words. So, whether you are gathering data from videos and doing an extension, or whether you are surveying your friends and family, you need to have a hypothesis. And we remember what a hypothesis is. It is an educated guess, and we do not try to prove our hypothesis correct. So just because Jon Stewart is interviewing somebody and we hear a lot of G drops where we don't expect them, we do not simply throw out that data. So, what I'm looking for you to do is to go beyond what we've done in class. That's the important thing. Show me that you can do something that has its roots in what we've done, and then present your data graphically. You should make at least one graph that summarizes the quantitative results of your project. So, and remember, Austin and I are going to be pretty available by email. I'm also going to look around and try to find some quick tutorials on how to represent data graphically in Google and potentially in Excel as well, just so you've got some different options. Now, do tests of statistical significance. Remember, you have some information here about how you can do it online, but you also have the systems that I've shown you using Excel. So, topic options. Ignore the part about the textisms assignment. I'm having trouble gathering the information for that corpus. So stick to the G-drop, the meaning of signs, and the uptalk assignment. You can do an extension of the state rating activity. So how pleasant people sound or do not sound. So different dialects of some language. Do a survey. There's also a group option here, and I haven't taken it off, but at the same time, I don't really encourage it because of our situation. However, if you have people that you think that you want to work closely with or that you believe are going to be working on the same kind of topic, please feel free to use this to gather more data. But right now, I'm not really pushing that just because of the challenges of technology that we have. So, the final overview of the final project is essentially take something and find out something new. So take some kind of experimental design we've done in class or use a survey and get new knowledge and then show it to me in a way that is graphical and that is testable for significance. So, again, if you have questions or concerns, or you just want to run something past me, or if you want to show me a draft, I'll be on email pretty much every weekday for the foreseeable future, and I'm happy to look at these things. Have a great day and stay safe.